Hi, this is Todd E. McCormick, Master of Arts, and a member of Mensa, the International Haiku Society. I received my papers when I was 30, early 30s. Found out. But anyway, at the same time, I got my Master's in Mathematics and Arts and Sciences department. And it was time to move on and explore. Things came and went. And there's always a lesson out there. I hope you get a good lesson today. Mark has chosen the topic of ignorance, or familiarity with the sciences.
Ignorance of science in America.
Yeah. I like to think of it as a tapestry of words to try and explain the meaning. And that's always a good idea. Be impeccable with your words, as you say, in the recovery process. Anyway, I'm not sure what you call this, but when I was looking at my master's, I worked on the Riemann zeta conjecture. There was a student who conducted a dissertation on the exact thing, and he used it as an operator before the measure of line integral measure of against inequality as natural log, and with this idea of tackling this many times over beast. He's not one of those little beasts of the bronze. So he's been about probably 100 years or so. It was believed, yes, I've written this. Raymond's notes on a book. I gave him an idea of the word "po" and position the idea and to think about it. Not quite draw a harsh agreement, but he had worked with situations that had applications, and I was told early on that if you want to make a mathematics book sell, you've always had and applications. So I was hooked on pure math. Young, I thought this is a good math what you do. And things that crop up was amazing. Recently, there's always something in algebraic number theory that they had a situation where they discovered something that defies what had come before them. Getting back to the fact that in 87, Dr. Chu added the operator in front of the measure, summation, then it was 87, got to the station, and I was just graduating from undergrad. But it was hot. It was a hot topic, and it was when we came up with an operator simply as EVN. It's the most obvious one to choose. Yeah, okay, I guess that's right to the point along Marco's lines. I'm at a family gathering. That's what I'm doing. This is back a few years. I'm studying for math. And it's like, what's that? Isn't there enough mathematics already? All that kind of stuff. Which is really honest and true from the gut. And it's kind of like, oh, I'm a black sheep or something. So I toyed around and say, I put on a hard harness, got workhorse harness that plugged away, and I'm working on a book called When the Dust Settles. And I looked back at this, and the thing was, with Dr. Chu, he came very close. He conversed as expected, but he had a proof for it, and bouncing back and forth. So, like what you do, work on creativity. That's something I did that was helpful in creating a painting or a composition, a chapter to a book, to find that center of origin that is drawn towards and away. So all these things kind of add up to where, if you look at it, just to get to the point again, change the timbre, change the tone color, do that electronically. Complex analysis was what I was working on, and that had one dimension, or two by two mapping is what it really is talking about. And the entire spring over leg of the chapter of the book I were following was too big. So the year after I went through the flying colors. I passed the qualifier for a complex analysis. I get just borderline 70, but anyway, what's all this stuff about research anyway? Because I could come up with a question answer to my cousin's husband. I said, well, I like the grass at Kent State. There's a lot of grass and a lot of walking. I used to walk 6 miles every day to my office and back, from lunch and back. That was a really joyous time. Why is there ignorance of it? I can understand fears. What is it? That drives the word. I really don't think that's like the ideal. I don't think it's like correct or the right word that can do the most, effectively, do the most effective strength of learning and discovering what things are about. My music composition tutor was from Yale, and he said, I like to teach my students so they can teach themselves. And after he told me I was prolific, I got to have the manager thing going on. Well, I go on tour. I gave whatever 3 months, about 3 months later. It also stuff is amazing. The Riemann Zeta, I don't know, but the basic thing that happens as expression coming at you is a circle, and with the Riemann Zeta, you've got offline x-axis, you want to call it that. You get halfway through 0 to 1, and that half line is where all the zeros, all the numbers that make the equation or Riemann Zeta function, make the zeros. That's called a zero, and they tack on non-trivial. Those are really the robust part of the main course. So yeah, this is like gobbledygook. If I got my father say, and something like that, it's very difficult to explain. But then there's a simplicity on the outside. And the tip of the iceberg is more comfortable. Seeing analytic numbers in abstract number theory, the prime numbers being associated somehow with a relationship with neighboring numbers, kind of reflects the zeros. That's the number that grew equation to 0. That all that lies in a certain location. That's 1/2 off of the origin and vertical. So, let's reduce it. Okay, because that's intimidating. You really have to have an attitude of not being intimidated. It's kind of like you're behind you tomorrow or sometime after that, and you're going west no matter what. And so I gave a presentation of what was Dr. Chu's proof in his defense, and it was quite an ordeal then to get a copy of his dissertation, It was amazing, and I thought when I came home that away from the internet due to choices to take that, I'm just going to write and compose and not be distracted. So I did that, and I have a professor that did the isolation thing with mathematics. It's something of a personal choice, I'd say, most of the time. But anyway, so you pick up a little, like a dancer, you pick up little moves here and there. That's one thing to do. There's people around, and anyway, I wondered how many people would be interested in hearing what's kind of like a plateau, a stepping stone, with Riemann zeta function. And also, Ramanujan also has and this is science based, but Ramanujan had quite a bit of energy, enthusiasm to put into his studies. He worked in isolation in India, and G.H. Hardy.
It's 21:30.
G.H. Hardy heard about this gentleman, Ramanujan. I have a different pronunciations, right? So he came to England, and basically, like G.H. Hardy kind of tapped him off as much as he could, get as much information that he gained. A lot of Ramanujan stuff was intuitive, and it was gives for fair game for rigorous proof, as you say, to come up with a solution and be able to express it well. Somewhere around my master's degree in mathematics, I had a real keen desire to play music and to take composition, in theory, composition, cue recitals and pumping out compositions. I was very strong with that. I got to Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and it's actually a book. I want to cut through some of the dark and the hardened shelves of where you might be going or so. So anyway, the idea is all this stuff. It sounds like really kind of complicated. I know, like family members just kind of roll their eyes sometimes. It takes a while now. It's more like having a business is a whole different story, but what makes us think we're dumb if we didn't get it? It's like perfectionism, and really it's unconditional situations as you can to unconditionally. I think really love studies like yourself, and you have to explore and given to society. You have to give to society. Okay, that is a very nice altruism, and you have a big opportunity to do that. It's kind of just maybe a math club or like an informal type math club. We kind of broke into like little groups on our own, outside the known so far along and that kind of thing. What made me, say for myself, what made me want to pursue mathematics? And to me, it was something that I could do, and I was having a hard time with objectivity. There seems to be a lot of people not practicing for a conducive learning environment, which they had. And a conducive learning environment is vital for recovery, vital for continuing where you are in the future. Almost like a sacred thing. Like Dylan said, nothing's ever sacred anymore. Okay, so, I just had the idea that I was, before that, I wanted to be in elementary school, two different things. A professor in mathematics, and I believe something about the music, which I saw a picture of that when I was 18. But I wanted to do those things, and in the 60s, you do not have an engineering degree, and still do engineering. And so I got to work on composition from Cleveland Nassau, and now it was wonderful. It's kind of like the dream we had when we were kids a long time ago. For me, deja vu, very heavy. Thinking about it. So, I mean, yeah, some people say, like brain, imagery shows, like different things that are connected. Like I heard of one thing at like Vernix area or someplace Broca's area, some such area was overdeveloped with people with bipolar, but like right next to that in the brain there was research on evangelical ministries, and there was a very much difference from normal areas, little schools, or study houses, so call that. And so all these little schools around, like connections, and numbers get pretty big pretty quickly. It's like a Markov chain, or it's like organic, fusion. That's right. No, fission. Fusion complex. But, anyway, I also had a father that was very mathematically oriented. He tends to speak the native slang or native expressions and things. And that's one thing you have to really work on for studying your own. When I came back to dissertation, I finally, I guess I talked to my advisor for this seminar. This is like buried in the back of the vault. She came out, the librarian came out with it, and there it was, the Riemann status hypothesis, and there was Dr. Chu's response to it. Then it said, don't look at the space between, there's something there. And another person, name's my cousin, wrote John Sputnik with pictures and then somebody from CERN. Big, electronics one. So I had a strong liking for it. To the point that I don't know if I could do anything else at times, all the times doubting. I wasn't working well under the pressure at certain times. Other times I relished in it. It's like a dance, just can't wait for the next move to come through it. And so I've gone through about 14, I think, semesters about teaching it. Also attending Dr. Enslow's, his name, Dr. Enslow's University of Stockholm, and at Stanford as well, and a few other schools. Anyway, so the deal was, we would do this seminar every Tuesday, and it's to say against inequality, which means there's like a top bound, and that would be the start of the wiring kind of what the answers really far, I guess. So that was a holy place in Israel.
Todd.
Yeah, what?
Okay, I have a question for you because our studio audience is wondering, what is the correlation between the scientific method and the mathematical method?
Oh, okay. If we don't go very deeply, it's just a show and for the most part an out question. You can go deeper if you want, but it carries a lot of weight. Just
Let's first do it superficially and then we'll go deep.
Okay, good idea. Yeah. You might. Oh boy. There's all kinds of things with holistic. It might be easier to understand holistic, a little touch of it, right? And that, and holistic, basically medicine as a mindset. You want to make the whole picture, the whole body, soul, healed and whole, and have that wealth of health, poetic. But the thing to remember with mathematics is really that it's like we have that bridge, between the two schools like that. With the principle of mathematical induction And real quickly, like how it works is that if you've got a starting point, you got your foot in the door, you got a sequence of events, A sub naught, Z to the end, or Z sub, to keep track of it. You have all these sorts of ideas going on, and you want to narrow it down if it's right or not. I mean, these are questions. Unanswered questions are the best thing to be doing with research. Just no matter how deep or personal or not. So, like the principle of mathematical induction itself, people call it PMI for the older crowd. They can remember letters better than the whole word. Anyway, PMI is the principle of mathematical induction, and it works like close to kind of Sherlock Holmes kind of stuff. One thing to keep clear is that you have a root beginning element, and some mechanics going on, those formulas or some definitions. Then you have out along the sequence two numbers that are, quote unquote, in sequence. You gotta make sure they are. So if you have two numbers out in space and resolve that, the characteristics, back home with Riemann zeta, it has a perspective that it's on the right track. So when we do the rest of it, it's going to hold up. And so I was saying, like, principle of mathematical induction, they don't say much with computation, but should be something, and the other point is, like, I think it would be easy if you didn't open your mind and see other ways of logic that exist. If you want to look for a sound, you can look in different cultures and different religions or spirituality in some cultures. All those things can change your view of proof. Basically, the math problems that were thrown at me for homework, that other stuff, was in a range of like L2s, in the range of having a solution nearby, and the thing that, like, to see is like what led after that, and what's the aftermath? Okay, I mean, it's important that the aftermath. They might have really great contribution to another school of mathematics. So anyway, for the principle of mathematical induction, you gotta have a proof. Or if you want to take a blind side, it's been around for a long time. I doubt anything's wrong with it, but if you wanted to know it thoroughly, it's good to know that approachable construct to get to nitty-gritty. Basically, you're saying this implies this. P implies Q, Q implies R. Alright, P implies Q, not Q implies not B. It's just there's a whole rigmarole in the philosophy classes that show 01 as a part of thinking.
Okay, and now the sciences?
Yeah, sciences now, you're talking about empirical data most of the time. And empirical data means field work. What you learn from the field in your archaeology dig, what did you, and you find something and you give it being. I like to think of that as there's something from Kabbalah. If you're 40 years of age and married, and you can study Kabbalah basically, and all the rules and stuff. You have principle of mathematical induction there. You have empirical data gathered to prove a point, or points, or areas, or regions, or that they're valid areas. So, I would say, last couple of years of doing proofs, it was basically P implies Q, except it's not just P, not Q. There are like other constructs, groups, clusters of rare products for coming up with where the electricity is going, so to speak, the flow of that, and that's going through theoretical and it's all physical pipelines of electricity, whatever. So anytime I have a cross section, it's like XY, right? It adds another one, like FXY, or XY. And those generalizations are communicated. You have you're both in the ground basically, and you're reaching for the top, and it's there. It takes the persistence, and it's a comfortable thing more and more as you do it. It feels really empowering. If you read even outside, but you're like free from what they call intellectual incest, which is almost impossible to have a classroom and have some of it. But if you study alone, you have less chance of this thing called intellectual incest. That's a major problem, and it's got to linger a long time. That's major changes are made. Norway, for example, would be afraid of mathematics. I would say less likely to. Up until I think the third or fourth grade, they have no questions. They're just curious, observant people, and like the Lord of the Flies.
It's 21:45.
So empirical data can lead you to something, can take it away. You can have something that holds up for a while, but soon falls apart, like that's a proof or something. Yeah, so we're not, like in mathematics, we're not purely separated from, empirical data. There's the whole thing, numerical analysis and applied mathematics. We'll cover it better. Like you start looking, you get a little far out with the mathematics. You've got inebriated by mathematics solely. The brain does a thing that, once you do more, have more. And does that clear it up?
Yes, that's very clear.
Yes.
Now, I'd like to make an interesting statement. Regardless of which of the sciences you look at, all sciences are based upon a paradigm of discovery. Would you agree to that?
Oh, yeah. The only problem is, if you don't see it, it's because you're not practicing mindfulness enough. An awareness of all the pieces of the puzzle before going to the toolbox is all set. It's right there, and everything you need. And the prepared mind, this goes on, and it's only text by text, but the prepared mind, has that advantage when something like that comes up. It gets a little mitts on it, and it's really kind of way, find something interesting. So, like that tip on the iceberg thing, that's not the whole picture.
Yes. Also, what is very interesting is that the best physics is physics that's done on a nickel and dime budget and could be carried in a pocket.
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, that's the best one. Yeah. That's funny. But not fun. I mean, it's like, there's a lot to that. I've been in school like 30 years, like 66 to 95 or so, and then, at the end, my dad really supported my education, that I would do that and stick with it. Sometimes there wasn't much a chance, it's either math or the streets, but it wasn't really a chance, totally. It was a good story with that. The idea of not having, the Kabbalah thing, not having remembered everything isn't a sign of ignorance or even like brilliance. It's just something that happens, and the advantage of it that happens is that you can see that there are some unlimited ideas, and if we channel back and focus back on in the fields of mathematics, chaos theory, theory of everything, almost everything, almost everywhere, that kind of stuff, and you have a lot going on at play, and so there are a lot of distractions on the way. You learn to be the raven or the crow that's covering the sea of mathematics, or the sea of something shiny, and it takes your attention. crow goes down to see what it is. What could be the consequences? He goes back flying, or he's never flying again. He's got like big field to eat out of. So, yeah, we call it rock climbing. Taking dynamos. Dynamo was just squared away. We're climbing pretty much almost sloth-like. I mean, at times in certain levels. And all its hair towards a cat. It's like animals and felines. So what happens is, with the serious stuff, you can say until you want to hear it, and like contradiction, or by different sorts of things that just if you claim that it's true and you think it's false, and you prove it true, you're there. But otherwise, there's no jams. Oh boy, it just without having a record car.
Okay, I have another interesting discussion tidbit. What about the dynamics of hyperspatial dynamics?
You're talking about space and what possibly
Let me give an example. In hyperspatial dynamics, you're talking about mapping of n spatial vectors.
Okay, yeah. Vectors are, if we need a refresher or ever heard before, vectors have a direction and a force. So, I think we draw them respectively, and they are equate. I think a nice thing to grasp when you're in undergrad and you're starting to see, in psychology, I don't want to say about psychology, it was regarded not quite even as a science, but then it was kind of as a soft science, and now it's more clinical, and it's more like hard science, which looked at that for most of the majority of people. Anyway, okay, so back to your thing, right? It's I think it versus on perfectionism, the temporary perfectionism mindset. That's a flaw. You got to keep your mind open. I've gone to lectures and feeling like garbage. I always come out feeling pretty good, it's for something of interest, that could be like dissertation material, that's what the lecture paper's for. That's what Riemann was. He just showed some notes about the Riemann zeta function. Or it wasn't, just the zeta function. That's basically it. And you can't measure it. Enthusiasm is really important. And Dr. Marco has a lot of enthusiasm. I don't think we're there without enthusiasm. It keeps you alive. It's like a writer, you haven't been writing, for a couple of weeks or a couple of days sometimes. It's just, there's some kind of energy pouring back, get going. It's resistance, self-reliance and resistance. And the same goes with making a conducive learning environment. That's a really big on the phrase. That was the phrase for me. It's a meaningful activity. My thing was that's right. I got, first job. It was part-time, but it pays very well. And, so I had to try to find optimization of how to distribute my money. And, if you get a location of your money and it's there, and the month up was under the brackets, which is okay, you're on good ground. Really, to me, it's like every day is the day that things are happening, and you just wish, and you can plan, as this is the day, for you to plan some. Excuse me, that's anyway, what gets me is that if you don't do it if I don't do that ritual of walking to my office and back, teaching and walking back and forth, you have a situation that needs nurturing. You usually don't. I mean, you want to run with the folks that bring out the best in you. You bring out the best in them. And I had a couple of those people. It was Arizona, but anyway.
I have a very interesting question from our studio audience.
Excellent, go. Yeah, go.
Okay. What is the definition of a mathematical curl?
Curl. Okay. Differential equations. There's cusp, and with cusp, then he says again like concavity, which is like operations research, or mathematical models. That sounds more like where you are with that. So the curl, you're talking about vector forces, right?
Yes.
Okay, right? Yeah, I think before you jump into the curl, and I'm not sure I'm trying to think of textbook order, but if you have something that comes together at, for better choice of word, a point or an element and set, wider view, how to describe that. With that, you can find things like cusps, and I believe curls are. There might be like a couple of definitions of curls for different fields of mathematics, but like the curl you're talking about is kind of like where vector forces go out on a limb, so to speak, and come to a point at the end, and consequences are up to the reader or student. It's an exercise to see what happens. So that doesn't sound maybe like the best textbook answer. How do you see cusps alone? Are you thinking like as opposed to the concavity and the earlier bird?
I'm also thinking of convexity.
Yeah. Right. That's and linear algebra. I think it's solutions that are coming to fruition of optimization. Optimal being positive or negative, whatever word you use. And that goes back to sales, really. I mean, you can do like operations research is very powerful. It can do anything like distribution of truck stops. National truck stops, or say like someplace like Uline or them. They have a lot of business all the way down no blue collar or white collar stuff. Just work. Just with the tonic. Yeah, I mean, it's there, and cusps is a little thing where they come back on themselves. And if you have a curl, a cusp. I mean, a cusp, I think looks more things you see in the world. It's like a mountain, right, and up to a point, and then all these vectors of energy, whatever. Like I'm sure if you remember from like elementary school science class, they talk about rays, like cosmic rays are everywhere, radio waves are everywhere, all that stuff. We're being bombarded by rays and by these constructs of energy sources, and it's just part of life. And so, it gets outrageous when of course come into play, but the idea is, from that, you have some freedoms, works the other way, and you can, it's like using God using you, I guess you say. Go ahead. So, I said I didn't answer that question again. You said it put a little quirk at the end of it or something. I actually would, Marco.
Well, sometimes it's better to do things in a circuitous definition mode because it becomes more understandable.
Okay. Along the way you're saying, right? Is it?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Here's a strategy. You're gonna be in contact with mathematics for, say, a week. You're gonna visit somebody, and you can sit in a class for a week, and it's in like astrophysics, say, or stars, or astronomy. So all that stuff intimidating. So the thing that can happen is you can see some different viewpoints. It sounds really obvious, but to bring it home to a point, a cusp in the say representative lines, characters of forming a line, which is basically a set. The base of anything is a set of something to put all together. Sometimes it's particle to particle or some such, but creatively, yeah, you're gonna go with that with this thing. But really, go ahead. Yeah, you're freshening me up on it. Restore refresh.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, could you embellish a little bit on well, I guess vector bundles. I was going get to it. That was basically a point, like a cusp, and you're on that point, and you got two usually elements that choose the direction of the vectors.
It's 22 hours.
And when you bundle them together, and they're separate. I'm thinking we basically got to cross. I feel like four-way stop landing, and the idea is that you've got yourself a body of knowledge. Now what you do with it, and that meant in a very cheerful, supportive way. It isn't saying it wasn't worth anything at all. It was a good way to take it as things could change. And that's one reason I studied mathematics. I thought, but I found out later. But I thought if I was going to go to school or college, and I wanted to take something out of there when I was done with the curriculum, I would want something that was going to stay for a long time, right? But mathematics, even now, changes rapidly, and so I thought, the classic studies, it's been around for so long. And then soft science and psychology is like, it's like what's the favorite pet method of therapy? What's that P word? Different types of therapy. Gestalt, Burns' book, BRN, some such other, but application sells books, and I really, application to me is the book is kind of a puzzle to be, bought up by your time. Time is money. It takes you some time to increase your skills cognitively with the brain, not by just taking medicine, but by actually studying, and that gives you a basis of where one is. So what else is another one on that one? Is it?
Okay, one other definition of a curl is a vector of an angular momentum.
The grad school I went to was big in real analysis, and the thing that also norms linear spaces, or what's known as Banach spaces. And Banach spaces are where you have just as it's mentioned, that you have things that you want to explore, right? And if it's I'm kind of last words or somewhere, but go ahead. So that could lead you. At least let's go from there. What's the next question? We'll go back to the same question from one, and then modify it.
Okay.
Please.
If we're analyzing angular momentum, what is the mathematical procedure called to do so? Isn't it called a curl?
This is outside my formal study. I had something like this, and bottom line definition is that like abstract art or something doesn't really have an existence of being something, like being, until it's given meaning by humankind, I guess, or any amount, particularly the artist himself even. So looking at the process, I mean, I would say be something in the matrix field, because the matrices are like eigenvalues, eigenvectors. Which means like the kernel. The kernel is like a root, strong root. That's another root, radix and radicals. So you have a really, really strong grasp in the ground, and like no tree's gonna blow you over, or no wind's gonna blow you over, or blow over a tree. So there's that kind of mentality that you would take this with some kind of security, or otherwise, take what you want and the rest, and on top of that one, it's like, do face life openly. That's a phrase. So like, I was pretty kind of nervous about putting some of the artwork up. I usually have some up, but I'm not nervous about all of it. But I do have occasionally picks of paintings and upgraded, but I'll go back to the thing. Educate. A lot of times I've seen, and definitions definitely are very important. But like I'm thinking about is when you develop your style or your own protocol or your own algorithm or your own list of procedures. That's helpful to share. It's helpful to share. And credit goes to where credit ought to. Otherwise, it's just resentment, craziness, or mild psychosis or something. Wow. Yeah. Just as like I thought, source. Source is everything. If you're looking at source, then from source comes image.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Right now, we pretty much ran out of time.
Okay. Okay. So are we on now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, glad to have you, everybody that listened, and hope you learned. And if anything, I hope I plant some seeds out there for you to say yourself. Or if you're lucky enough to find somebody else that can do that. My thing was I couldn't find a lot of people to understand what I was doing. I took up music and composition. That's still the same way. So, it's not a geographical solution. And the more problem solving you have, the better. It's really, that says it for me. Going to 80-20. Okay, well, what do you want to do, Marcos? Bail out for now?
Yes.
Okay, so just very much enjoyable for the reader. That's the sign of my book. I wrote a book kind of about gravity, rock climbing, and characters, people in it. But the main idea for me was to find a niche, and if you can find a niche that you truly are after. And I took advantage because the activity at Kent's Graduate, when I was coming into it, was rich with those ideas, like the Fremont Zeta, and why would I care about I haven't touched this. I'm like we'll talk another time, but I'm fourth generation G.H. Hardy, in a way. G.H. Hardy had Ramanujan come by, right, into the manufacturers of the tuberculosis, and took him home. And then from that, that's a lot of unsolved problems, and that's where Dr. Stackelberg, and he either proved it wrong or proved it right, and did quite a bit of work in that field where he's on probability and such. So that was there, and then Dr. Chu was there on his graduate, and he was just finishing up. And it was like in the air. Like there's no way CDM or platform is not going to converge to something. It did. But the past goes on. Like you say in the 60s, it goes on. Right? I'm going to cut because I'm going to start train talking there, Sky.
Okay, so let's say goodbye to the readers, and thank you for inviting me onto the show.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. I was one time asked when I was teaching at University by a computer guy. He was went to a system and basically running some major, computer programs at the school. And a lot. It was done for major storage. In '81, people would come just to use the place for large amounts of storage, which some problems required. Anyway, yeah, thank you. Yeah, the point is, like, if you don't have an audience, do you still lecture, or do you have an audience? Do you still, say?
Yes, I have an international audience that I lecture to, and I am also a professor emeritus of electrical engineering.
Oh, my. Okay. Yeah.
Like yourself, I am also an honorary member of Mensa.
Okay. Well, I'm not an honor. I guess. I took the neural analysis test, just for kicks, and walked through it. Got done like 10 minutes early, and I said, heck with it. I had a little anxiety attack, about 15 problems that were like what I've been doing the last 3 years. That was in some ability, seeing sequences. And that completely bossed it. I went back and passed it up. I could back it up the wrong way, so I just dumped it. I was using like a 12-step program on decision making. And definitely. If you want to start, and do mathematics not always by how it's textbook, like you can do it by pictures. Draw pictures that represent, like the pie charts, obviously, but like you see pictures in input, output. You might know write a little equation like input, output, but like input would be like steel, or like blanks, for like out of wood or something. Pass those through, and then get policy and CNC, control, whatever. And then go down the line, and you're part of the world. That's your labor. It's tempting.
Okay, we've just about run out of time, though. Would you like to have any last second words?
Yeah, look, number of times. Thank you. Also, please come back. We love having you. We love ideas. I'm a real idea person. Unfortunately, I like the ideas more than like the personality has them, but that doesn't last long. It's just a come and go. But that's fine. Yeah, very much thankful for a reader. Thank you for being taking notes. Thank you. Because like Zig Ziglar, I started sleeping in class. I wasn't meant to lecture them that day, but maybe some time. So all is well. Copacetic, deco, I have accordance. It's das klappt. That's das klappt. That's closed. It's clean. Moving to the next step.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on. Yeah.